pick somebody, because most people have to pre-aim, right? And you just click when you see him.
Right.
I've seen him literally flick up at people. His reaction time is insane. So I agree with you there. I mean, consistently, yeah. I mean, he just, I don't know. The guy's on a whole nother level.
But yeah, you're dead right. It's not what it used to be in 1.6 or Source even for that matter.
Yeah, the doors are a huge deal. But as far as that op on rail goes, I think that's always been pretty common. The thing I don't see as common is terrorists taking long.
Well, right now, pistols are going to go out through mid. They've got the smoke on CT spawn, and Bialy's already made his way to the window. In comes the players from the tunnels as well, so Bialy taking down Michu, but Innocent, he's taking back one, and Spiro stayed alive inside the site for a lot longer than he should have, but Bialy is showing to be a pistol menace today. 4 in the first round, 2 in that one. Doesn't get the bomb plan down for the extra money post-round, but either way, he closes it off in style.
I thought that was for sure the CT side. And we're going to see a scout out of here as well. So, Innocent picking up the scout and the rest of his team picking up just 250s, no armor. I like that choice. We do have a kit on 0 as well. Smoke, nade, and 1 flash. It's actually all SMGs for Virtus.Pro right now.
Yep, this is... So I've had this discussion before because NIP have done this on this map, but the problem is it's Dust 2. It's really long angles. NIP tried to do it on CT, and they couldn't really retake any site, specifically A, but on T side, you can actually dictate where the battle's going to ensue, so I could see that maybe that 5 SMGs might work on this map in this case, but usually, I'd like to see on a map with this many long angles, I'd like to see at least 1 rifle complemented to go for picks early. But again, they're going to try and work through mid. Meanwhile, they're going to get 2 up catwalk. 1 will drop down. The second is Taz, and Taz has the bomb. So, second time we've seen VP give up a bomb in Taz's hands for almost free with no one else there to trade it out. But at least Snacks and Bialy are doing return fire damage. As Pasha, he'll catch Spiro. That'll give them the ability to at least push forward and try to recover the bomb, but not before Innocent gets to the corner. And Pasha's only on 9 HP, has the nade out. Luckily, that scout doesn't connect. Pasha, a little bit weary of how close he was to losing his life, falls down and has to throw the bomb back up to Snacks, but it won't matter. Snacks will get the kill, and Virtus.Pro will escape what could have been a disaster, losing the bomb in the manner that they did.
So the point of getting a scout is obviously to do damage. You're not going to get a kill with it unless you get a headshot, but the point of you having a scout is getting aggressive and making sure that you do enough damage for your teammates. Shoot toy. For your teammates to have, when they have the pistols, they'll do 26 damage and actually pick up the end of that kill for you.
Innocent gonna push forward, and speaking of chew toys, that's what Neo turns him into, as Pasha's gonna catch Mouse Spiro back into 1 at least with the pistol, and Michu actually has a chance to find more. He gets Bialy and does a little bit of damage onto Neo, but not enough entirely, as Snacks, or rather, excuse me, Taz will close out the round, and it's Beneath the last to drop. It's gonna make it 3-0. And out comes the big green for Spiro. We'll see if he can use it to his advantage. There hasn't been an upgrade yet from Taz, and this is kind of where you get to that gamble point, too, is does he upgrade or does he save it to keep the economy rolling, pick up extra money in the event that they lose it? And they aren't really, because of the amount of kills they've given up, aren't really in a position to push themselves over the edge in terms of buying if they lose this next round.
I had to wrestle my dog for that shoot toy, so I didn't get to see a whole heck of a lot.
That's alright.
I apologize. But we are going to see the op at middle, actually, which is surprising. I'd rather see it on the rail, but he's going to get boosted up in sight, and hopefully they haven't come up cat quick enough, which they're not going to. He's going to pick long. Beautiful shot on Pasha long as well.
Easy shot from Spiro again there, and now it's going to be Beneath who takes down Neo in the return, and Taz gets inside Pit, but he's got problems in there because he's got 2 angles watching him, almost a third person stepping out. But Mao's a nice shot as Spiro goes down, so that gives Taz a bit more to work with. He still knows he's got 1 player up at car. That flash is successful onto Beneath. But Taz has it all to do. He's picked up 2 in the round. It would be an ace if he picks this off and collects it, but Beneath jumping up, spots his position, and then slides out so stylishly to take down the shot, giving GAMERS2 their first round. And here's the problem. Okay, they are just over the crest of being able to buy comfortably on Virtus.Pro's side.
I always hate that spot on car with a rifle, because you know as soon as you peek long, your whole body's sticking out, while the other guy's in pit with just his head. And it could be a wide array of location in pit while you're sitting there on car, and that's it. Huge advantage for the terrorists in pit for that. But when he's felt comfortable, picked him and come out with a round. But good round by him holding on.
Pasha to start things off again here with the AK. Spiro waiting. He Waits long enough for Pasha to walk directly into him, but Snacks, meanwhile, he's going to use the op on the T side, so a third opper now for VP. We've seen Pasha go with it in the first map. We saw Neo do some damage, and now it's Snacks to do it all. He's taking down Mouse, 2 in the round from him. Gives them a 4-on-2 situation to work with as Bialy a little bit indecisive. Where do you want to plant that bomb, man? Come on. Thanks for the call from his teammate, naturally, but it's going to be a save. They're going to try and hold on to these weapons all the way over at B. They do have one lowly hunter in the form of Neo. Unfortunately, it might be unwelcome for him to pursue because the op is staring him down through the tunnel.
I think Muhu's actually going to get picked here.
Not if he finds the first. It's Bialy that goes down. He falls back accordingly, so he's bought himself a little bit of time, but the bomb's yet to detonate, so they still got about a good 10 seconds to pursue. And Michiu's going to make a double now as he finds Taz. Spiro, he's flashed off, so Neo's still pursuing the op, but we might get the situation here where there are more CTs remaining despite losing the round, and that's going to be the case. Hat-trick Neo keeps on to both those weapons. That's a pretty big win for them because now look at the amount of damage they've done to Virtus.Pro. They've got to buy 3 guns that they potentially wouldn't have otherwise.
I think we're going to see an aggressive cat push here with the op. I hope. The problem with the CT's last round is that they didn't... Yeah, there's aggressive cat right here, and this is perfect. And they're going to pick into lower, I think. Depends. You can pick from 2 different angles. You can pick from here and boost on top of your teammate's head, or you can go all the way down. You can even pick palm tree as well, or pole.
Well, he goes all the way down. Michiu flashes himself in. That draws out the rest, and that's where Spiro comes in, so that's a perfect bait and switch. Michiu to bring them out, Spiro to mow them down. It's 2 kills, and Gamers2 have Virtus.Pro against the ropes already in this round, and we're not even past the 1-minute mark.
There's a flash that you can throw where Bialy is. If you look to the left, next to the pole on top of that wall, it typically flashes off that guy cat hopping, and it's quite common to throw it, but they didn't that round, and Zero got a nice kill on him.
Innocent's gonna push through. Only the USP, but he gets in behind one. Takes down Bialy. He'll get the second on Snacks and grabs the AK that's dropped. Innocent gets his hero play. And Gamers2, that was an awesome round from them. Perfect play all the way through.
Yeah, didn't get anybody killed. They got full guns here, and it's what they needed to bring this back. VP's broke. They don't have much money at all. They're not going to buy. A few Tech 9s maybe, but not much more than that. No flashes either, so it doesn't look like they're going to go long. They might just try to go with the cat push.
Neo gets aggressive toward the tunnels, but Maniz takes the peek toward Pasha, who doesn't even prepared for it. He's setting up a smoke nade and can't do anything about it. Not much going on at B. There's going to be 4 actually grouped up toward mid right now. Innocent catches Taz. We'll get back to what you'd like to see in a minute, but right now it's all gonna come in. It's Innocent to find Snacks, and Mouse, he'll take down Bialy, but Neo's gonna slide back out. He's managed to get behind them on the smoke quite quickly, but the problem is he's gonna get sandwiched as Maniz has already arrived, and there you go, we're gonna take him down, and I apologize, I did interrupt. You had a thought on your mind.
I know. What I'd like to see is that with this opera long, and then the other player going pit, I'd like to see one of the CTs who's playing that mid-rotator hold a flash for them, because if the Ts do take long quickly with flashes, it makes it very difficult for just 2 people to hold it without your teammate throwing a flash as well. So a common setup is you put your 2 people there, the upper peeks the corner, and then your CT rotate player holds a flash. If they flash, you flash.
Innocent, nice shot over the edge of the wall, catching Snacks, doubles up, it's Bialy to go down, and that leaves 2 players lowly inside mid as Maniz, quick to the flank, gets left to Taz. There's the op, but unfortunately things are slipping slowly out of control here for Virtus.Pro as they're about to give up yet another round to Gamers2, and Taz will collect the first but can't turn back fast enough. Mao's already hot on his heels. And that ties us right back up, so split the difference on the first 2 gun rounds, but bookend the others. Looking like a Swedish flag, pretty balanced all the way across.
I don't think that they expected them to eco again. With that aggressive op pick, that's typically something that you only want to do when you think that they're actually on a buy, because you just want to get that first entry. You don't want to get rushed down, obviously, and it's not very common for teams to rush cat with just 4 rifles or 5 rifles on a buy round, so I think that kind of caught them off guard, but they played it well. Innocent got 2 beautiful kills on the guy's cat and picked up the round without too many people dying.
Spiro gonna be waiting out to have the shot from doors at B into mid. But Snacks has made it around the corner without being spotted by him, and that allows him to get extremely close, and no shot from Spiro up close when he gets through the doorway. So now it's Taz to find Michu, and it's going to be Taz to put the bomb down, as well as Virtus.Pro crack open the bomb site in style, and Gamers2, despite winning those rounds, as we said, look like they're going to save. They've got decent money, 95.50 for Michu, and Spiro's got 84 in the grave already, mind you, but Innocent's above 5 digits right now, so...
B site's just so hard to retake, though. I mean, it's nearly impossible. That's what makes those mid to Bs you were talking about in the very beginning so scary. Is that as soon as they get control of that B site, whether it's 3v3, 3v4, even sometimes, it's almost impossible for teams to retake it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that, but now they're just going to look for the exits because, again, they've got the advantage right now economically, so if they could do some damage to the terrorists, it would be wonderful, but unfortunately they're not, and it's double op up for Passion Snacks to work against the single op of Spiro, and we'll see if Spiro can win the battle, because he's already taken down, I think it was Neo in the last map a few times, and also Pasha out at long on overpass, but we'll see how it transpires here. He's actually not even going to take the mid fight. He's going to head straight to B and just cover the angle from platform.
And there's those long flashes we were talking about, and he just came out, and Neo got the opening pick on Innocent. Now there's 2 terrorists versus 1 CT to see if he can hold it down.
That second flash went deep from Neo, but they still are able to get the shot on Maniz when he tries to go for the peek, and Bialy picks up the double now on Mouse. And Spiro suddenly left alone again already, just as quick as that. Minute 15 still in the round, and it's a 1-on-5 situation. So look for him to try and get hunted down. We'll see if he can hold on. Remember, you go way back. There's the first. You go way back to round, I think it was round 4 when the terrorist actually did pick up the round, when they did collect 2 guns by saving inside B, and it's not going to happen this time. It's Pasha to take down Spiro.
There's still a little bit of money, though, to work with. They are going to buy up. Innocent picks up the op for Spiro. Let's see where he goes with it, though. And what I'd like to see from the CTs is either an aggressive cat push so that they can't go mid to B that fast. It looks like they're not actually going to do that. Oh, double pick. Whoa.
One way and one the other. Snacks had the assist and the kill on the first. Excuse me, assist on the first and kill on the second, and Pasha swap it around vice versa. It was the same difference as Neo now is going to pick up 2, so everyone's working in spades right now. And it comes down to Mouse. He's going to wait on Catwalk. Unfortunately, this Basilics M4 won't be able to do much at all. He's going to take down at least one on Neo. And I just butchered the name of Basilisk quite badly there. You're supposed to call me out on that when that happens.
I didn't even hear it. I was thinking about what I was going to say right now is that when you cross mid to B, a lot of people will throw smoke because that's the way the game's always been played, is that you smoke mid, but it takes obviously a couple of seconds. So the new thing with the new grenades in Go, maybe it's not that new, but you throw the nade down instead, and it creates a cloud of smoke, black smoke. So I don't think they did that round, and that's why they got picked. There's no way that they double picked them with that cloud of smoke up.
Bialy might get comfortable here at long and take down Maniz, who gets very forward and aggressive. As now it's Innocent. Michu pushing at B tunnels right now. Has a chance to potentially flank out a few players, but not with Taz already staring in that direction. So all he does is walk the long way to the grave, rather than wait and let death come to him. He finds the Grim Reaper. Doesn't have to find him in his bed at night. And a decent round, I shouldn't say decent, flawless round on the anti-eco from Virtus.Pro. They'll double back up, considering this got back to 4-4. This is a good response from Virtus.Pro.
So much money in the bank. 14k, 10k, 13, 8. I mean, Neo's a little bit broke, but what a pick. That was awesome by him. It's so hard to pick on CT side now because of the movement difference. What'll happen typically now is that they'll throw a flash over the wall, rather, and as soon as it pops, the CTs can peek. But it's so hard to pick as a CT now with an op.
Flank coming in from Mouse. Innocent holding at car, but Mouse needs to hurry up and get there. He's trying to lurk through the doorway. There's 3 players in front of him. He lines them up perfectly. He was going to play patient. He didn't take the shot initially, but when he saw them lined up like that, it was all too obvious. And Innocent jumps out from the car, and Spiro, he'll take down Neo. That closes out the round. Good flank, good push, good read down Catwalk from Mouse.
2 more rounds, I think they'll be happy. 8-7 would be a good half for G2. Possibly 1 more, maybe they'll be happy with it. But again, a little bit of a slow start. 4 rounds to the terrorists before they even, well, 3 rounds rather, and they got the first gun round, but after that it's been pretty slow.
Flash over from Mouse. That'll try and catch Taz, but it's slightly deep, so he'll be able to dodge that with ease. Now he pops back out. It's going to be Maniz waiting at the car this time, and it's in the Kerrigan spot, so this is hard to spot. And it's going to actually work as Maniz takes down Snacks. Michu going to push through the smokes at mid. Neo on top of the box gets actually taken down because the smoke dissipates slightly too quickly for him to get into a better position, and he's caught in the open, but Bialy at least making up for that by taking down Michu. Brings it back to a 3-on-3, and with Taz working down long, there's a chance, and that's actually unorthodox to cut to the left. Unfortunately, he doesn't hit the shot because he had Innocent caught off guard, and it's an op up close that he would have been able to win the battle, but luckily Mouse comes down in the nick of time to bail him out. Meanwhile, Pash has changed his mind about the attention being put onto A, so they'll head back over toward the B site. Pasha, though, readdressing that angle, and Innocent was staring the whole time. That allows Bialy to cross over, interestingly enough, but leaves him in a 1-on-2. And it is an M4 and an op. Needs to be so careful crossing back over it. I'm not 100% sure Innocent would have spotted that, but nonetheless, Mouse is heading toward the window. Bialy wants the position inside the tunnels. It's the most obvious post-plant position to play from, and there isn't going to be a flank coming in on him, although he will go check it nonetheless, because he doesn't know what we know. And this does push him further and further back from the bomb, and with the smoke out, he now has to push for this. Mouse is going to hold the angle because he had to go to check for the defuse. And G2 play that perfectly on the retake.
When you're in a 1v2 situation, or 1v3, or 1v4, I think it might be better for you to get aggressive. Because if it's a 1v2, then there's going to, 2v1 situation is a lot harder. Turn it into two 1v1s instead. Bialy, I think, would have been better off just to try to go for a little quick peek there. And Zero actually used a nade and got himself slowed by his own nade and picked.
Taz on Mouse. That opens it up again here as they have the two-man advantage now. The question is, are we going to split the difference at half and go 8-7, or will there be a slight advantage for VP at 9-6? Right now it's aggressive play from Snacks. He gets through, but the fire from his teammate's actually going to hold his position in place. He doesn't care. He wants to join Taz. So a bit of a miscommunication to get that Molotov out on the left. That hurt didn't go deep enough to allow Snacks to slip by, but either way they get there in the end, and Snacks will find Maniz. Now it's up to Neo. Come back over, and it's all left to Innocent. And unfortunately, there's not much that he'll be able to do. So 9-6 it will be as Virtus.Pro. That's a very solid response to being tied up at 4.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's bad at all. I mean, they lost pistol round again, but after that, 6-6 as far as gun rounds go. They pick up the pistol here and tie it all up.
And a slight delay. Okay, here we go. Looks like Snacks was the last to ready up. And it's actually Snacks that does lead the way on 12 kills right now. 11 for Pasha, Bialy on 9, as is Tazo Neo. So decent frag distribution on their point of view, but Michu a little bit behind from his team's perspective. Oddly enough, it's Innocent who leads the way overall. But fast B play coming out from G2. A split from Mouse. He'll go cover off Catwalk. In fact, a split from everyone. It looks like they'll go mid to B, similar to how VP chose to do it. As Innocent looking for more. Pasha, though, he opens up the kills, and Neo's going to cancel this. Split mid to B, and I'm just going to counter push you. So Maniz, who was waiting for his teammates to get position in middle, is now gone. The split gets shut down on that push alone. And that's a huge response from Neo to read that.
Maniz picked up that kill would have been huge for them because he was in B tunnels. I think they were actually trying to bait that out.
Yeah, he was, I mean, either bait it out or sit and wait in the corner for your team to get inside of middle, so then you can split the site, but you're right. I mean, either way, if Neo goes down and doesn't get that kill, they open it up regardless. And Maniz can just walk straight in. They hardly even need middle to win the site at that point.
Right, opens up the site, move on in, and take mid from there, you're right. But it's too bad he didn't get the kill, and it is what it is. Maniz takes a little bit of knife damage.
It's going to be Taz, who's got position inside middle right now with the UMP. 2 kills, has to go for the reload, and allows Snacks to pop back out in the SMGs. It's raining money right now in Taz's world as he picks up 4 with the UMP.
Zim give you 6 or 3? 3, right?
Someone needs to, like, paste that gif of Sir Scoots right now, just tossing coin, because that's what, tossing the dollar bills, because that's what Taz just gained up right there. Back to 5,300 already.
A long take without flashes is going to be death trap.
And then another round where the SMGs can just absolutely wreak havoc. Double nade kill from Bialy, but then the 3 from the MP9 of Pasha. 8,100 now for him, so quite obviously we know which gun he's going to go for. And double op in round 3. Or round 4, excuse me, the first gun round. And that's pretty ridiculous. It's going to be Spiro going glass cannon just to respond to that.
I'm going to have 2 ops B side, double peek mid.
What a pick from Pasha, too. Goes Smith style, gets close to the door, and gets that early shot.
That flash peek is extremely deadly, because you don't even see it as a terrorist, you just get blind, and then by that time you're just like, oh, I'm dead.
Good comeback from Mouse. Gives them a bit of a chance here with the AKs out. Of course, first gun round, very important. Neo didn't upgrade, by the way. Neither did Taz, so they're still going to have decent economy based on those two to be able to buy into the next round. Pasha, though, he'll find Mouse. As Michu stares over the box, he finds one. Little does he know Taz is up close and waiting, so continuing to build his bank. They've got the one-man advantage. Had a smoke to use on the cross. Instead, he jumps over to grab the op. Does realize there's a player at barrels, but when he slides back out, Innocent was far too comfortable in that position. And Manise now finding Pasha. This leaves Neo with only the SMG defensively. And he's got a big hold to go for. They're going to work it over toward A. He's going to try and get on the quick flank here coming out of the B tunnels. Has a 5.7 as well to work with. Good news is, between him and them, there are a decent amount of weapons to pick up, including that AK that's right behind him. So, rather obvious choice to go for that. And he'll take this from Cat, no surprise.
Smart play by him. He actually walked over the AK before picking it up, so he didn't make a sound.
We'll see if he can make this work. Because now that he's committed to the drop, he's committed to the retake. I thought maybe if he could pick one, even if he couldn't succeed on defusing, he'd go back for the Dragon Lore that was sitting on the deck at Catwalk. Instead, he sticks around, and it's going to be GAMERS2 that pick up the first round of the second half. And it, again, is the first gun round. So similar start to what we had in the first half.
I think Pasha just got too aggressive there on Cat. He tried peeking the guy. They both knew each other were there. The team, or one of them was green box. The terrorist was green box, and the other person was just sitting mid. Pasha again with the opening pick. That's the second time.
Yep, second time in the second straight round. Now keep in mind, if it is a telling tale, it should mean GAMERS2 would pick up their second straight round, but not with Pasha, or excuse me, Bialy this time, who gets aggressive. So Catwalk's the place where they'll get aggressive again. This time Bialy gets back to safety, and look at Taz's position. He was out there. Give me your hand, Bialy, I'll pull you back to me. But he was there for the trade regardless.
Snacks has got mag 7 too.
And Innocent now just has to sit back and wait because they've got not a lot to work with. Snacks, by the way. It's a mag 7 for him, and this time Bialy might be in a little bit more trouble because he's got to crouch his way back around the corner. He manages still to do it. Here's Taz. He's gotten many kills from this position so far. Again, though, those flashes just go slightly too deep, so Taz is able to look into the corner and pop back out at the exact time that Mouse was walking into him, and now it's just Innocent and Manise that are left. And it's going to be one, make it two for Bialy. Finds one very early in the round and then sticks around on Catwalk the entirety of the play, and it's going to make it a hat trick for him, and 13 rounds, double op setup, and a shotgun still for Snacks on the board. It's looking good for Virtus.Pro.
And two completely different CT side setups here. I mean, you had GAMERS2 who played like the passive setup, they didn't go for many picks, and then you obviously have VP who just doesn't care, no respect, just pushing wherever they want, whether it's mid, cat, even lower here from Snacks, mag 7.
And there it is, the mag 7 from Snacks, double this time. Bialy with one before that. Now it's going to be Taz to step in and contribute with his M4, and Bialy looking for more. Innocent just wants the gun. Unfortunately, that gun is off limits.
He picked up his own, he picked up a Glock. But if you're a CT team and you play aggressive like this, then you force the terrorist teams to use some resources to flush positions out, whether it's mid, cat, lower. You gotta use flashbangs and smoke grenades and make sure they can't get those easy picks on you. But by the time you use all those resources, it only leaves you with X amount of resources left. So they don't have much money to even buy those resources. So aggressive two ops here again.
Pasha actually takes a bit of damage before landing the shot, so down to 41. That allows Michu to be able to easily pick him up as he falls back, or attempts to fall back to safety. And Innocent, he continues this stalemate, keeping it 3-on-3 by finding Bialy, but not before Taz could find one just slightly secondary before that. And now Taz is going to get Innocent, so eventually it does stabilize into a man advantage for VP. But up comes Cat. It's going to be Spiro, and unfortunately there's nowhere for him to go. And Neo, he'll close it out on Michu. It's going to be match point already. GAMERS2 sitting with 7 rounds and not a lot of money at all.
Spiro gets a kill with this scout. Calling it. I'm calling it. But little to no money, nothing's really going to happen here. I think that VP will just close this one out. But Pasha going to go for the aggressive pick again with this flashbang. Doesn't see anybody.
That's because Spiro's dropped down. He goes for the jump shot late with the scout. I put my camera on him. I was hoping for you to be correct on that one. As Michu, though, he does open it up. So G2 do have a man advantage they haven't had for a long time. Make it 2 as Neil getting very aggressive coming through the B tunnels. And he just has to wait for him.
Tez is going to get aggressive on this cat as well, hopefully to pick 1 or 2 off.
But there's the return. It's going to be Snacks and Bialy. They easily bring this back a little bit closer from their perspective, but G2, they still have the man advantage, and they've got an open B bomb site, and you talked about how hard that is to retake. Smoke now out on the door. Easy cross for the bomb to be positioned, and it's only Innocent that goes over, and Spiro, you nailed it. Every time there's a kill with the scout with Spiro, it's going to make a difference. It's Bialy now left all alone, 1 on 3. He's going to attempt to try and get inside the site. Unfortunately, Innocent was staring him down. Spiro did drop before that, but it's 2 men still up and prolonging the inevitable right now, perhaps, because it's still match point for Virtus.Pro.
Even though it's a 1v3 situation for Bialy, I think that it's still a good choice. Do as much damage as you can. You know the terrorists don't have much money. Just keep pushing it down their throats. Get as many kills as you can. Make sure that they can't buy the next round. You have plenty of money to buy this round. So, but it is only 1 more round for VP, though. That's all they need.
Now slipping and sliding, trying to get out through double. Make sure no one's going to push up mid because they did see that Molotov land. So potential to lock them in place and then try and take the peek around the corner, give them the angle advantage, but that's not going to be the case. It's just going to be Pasha who takes 2, but not before Michu gets back in, and Maus now contributes, but look at Snacks line them up and knock them down. Maniz, though, still has a reasonable chance here, as he does have a full set of utilities, a smoke that allows him further up on Catwalk, and an AK to work with, but not going to happen. Not with Bialy waiting around the corner. So Maniz, he drops down, and Virtus.Pro, they'll take it 16-8, and that gives them, believe it or not, this is the crazy part,